Part 2. Back on the ship, the atmosphere was intimate and focused. Nancy, the aggressive medic, had his midsection cupped firmly in her hands, carefully inspecting the progress as things began to settle. Beside her, Lori held his member with a gentle, reassuring squeeze, her eyes locked onto his. As the global redistribution hit, Scott E. felt the tension in his body dissipate. It was a good feeling, and Nancy gave a firm, professional pat to the region, holding the area with steady, expert care. "Don't you worry, Scott," she said. "These are good. They're looking much better, much more normal." Scott E. let out a long, heavy, weary sigh. "I'm sorry," he whispered, looking down with a pained expression. "I apologize for being such a wimp. Nobody needs a wimpy superhero, and I hate that I've been like this." He looked at the two women who were fighting for him. "You have no idea what that affliction does. It's a nightmare. The witches use dark hypnosis for forced augmentation. Much like breast augmentation, they use hypnosis to swell the testicles to an unnatural size, pulling the skin down until the weight of gravity just takes over, and the penis is forced to retract. It's a terribly painful, systematic way to hollow a man out. Men and boys all over the world are suffering from this, and they don't even realize it. But now, the tension is releasing. The skin is finding its place again. The power is returning." "We've got you," Lori murmured, her hand stroking his member as it began to fully reclaim its form. But then, the situation went haywire. The testicles suddenly began to swell, growing rapidly from natural size to the size of oranges. Lori's eyes widened in horror as she realized her grip was slipping. She quickly switched to two hands, struggling to keep a hold, but it was getting out of hand. The entity erupted with a terrifying alien-like autonomy, thrashing wildly. Thwack! Thwack! It began slamming back and forth against their faces with such violence that it struck Scott E. square in the head, knocking him out cold. Nancy, instinctively taking charge in the chaos, bared her big, beautiful teeth, ready to bite the head right off the thrashing monstrosity. "No, please, don't bite it. Don't!" Scott E. groaned, momentarily stirring through the haze of his unconscious state. Nancy paused, her teeth grazing the surface, before deciding against the bite. They began to suck on it instead, doing everything they could to tame the beast. As Nancy looked down, she saw the testicles had surged from oranges to the size of small grapefruits and were already expanding towards softballs. Seeing the scale of the threat, she jumped on down to start working the root and the base, her eyebrows darting with intense, masterful focus, while Lori moved to consume the beast, both women acting as true champions. Summary. The medic and girlfriend attempt to stabilize the superhero, whose anatomy is returning to a healthy state after being afflicted by dark, hypnotic augmentation. This recovery is abruptly interrupted when the testicles begin to grow and thrash uncontrollably, acting as an autonomous, dangerous beast. The entity violently hits Scott E. in the head, knocking him unconscious. Nancy initially prepares to bite the thrashing beast, but is stopped by Scott E.'s plea. The women then switch to an intense battle of oral pressure and physical maneuvering to tame the growing monstrosity. Russian. Врач и подруга пытаются стабилизировать супергероя, чья анатомия возвращается в здоровое состояние после воздействия темной гипнотической аугментации. Это восстановление прерывается, когда яички начинают бесконтрольно расти и биться, действуя как опасный зверь. Сущность ударяет Скотта по голове, оглушая его. Нэнси сначала собирается откусить голову зверя, но, услышав мольбу Скотта, меняет тактику. Женщины начинают борьбу, используя оральное давление и физические манипуляции, чтобы укротить растущее чудовище. Spanish. La médica y la novia intentan estabilizar al superhéroe, cuya anatomía vuelve a un estado saludable tras ser afectado por